Do 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 do. Dave and Chris in the morning. Hey Chris,
That's
how's
right.
it going?
I'm doing pretty good. We're going to do this has been an idea we've had for a minute. Is just to like go to a website and explore it, mess around with it, learn about it, check out aspects of it. So let's do that for the first time here. You ready?
Yep.
Here it is.
Blast off.
Boom.
Yeah.
So I guess the root here is massdriver.com. Go there because the fonts they produce, the typefaces, as it were, are so awesome. This is they have Primer, which is what I use on CSS Tricks for the head font at the moment.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful. Nice. I think it has this. I'm always looking for one that's like bold and like a little fun and a little serious. I feel like I don't know. That's not the right way to talk about typography, but I don't want it too serious looking, and it can't be too fun either because sometimes we talk about serious things. So it's like, ugh. But
Sometimes
there's like
it
just
goes
enough
overboard.
rounding and stuff. Anyway,
Yep.
this has nothing to do with that. This is just by the same type group, and I
Yeah.
think it's one person. I forgot your name. I'm super sorry, but I literally corresponded with you on Twitter. Anyway, this one's called Nichrome. Do you think I said it right? MD
Yeah.
Nichrome?
Yeah, and
Master?
it's kind of a sci-fi font, and it's beautiful. And I've had it since the beta. I first saw it, and I was
Oh,
like,
no
I
way.
want
You
it.
like know about this.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've used it, so it's cool. So
It looks freaking gorgeous. It is pretty sci-fi, and we'll see more. I guess we should just do that. Let's just scroll up and down it right away. First, I'm seeing static. I'm seeing gradients. Now, immediately, I see a little monospace font,
yeah,
and I think I
bold
like that
choice.
because but that's not too much copy. Sometimes it's kind of yelled at. I mean, this is a typography company, so who am I to critique their typography? But I'll tell you what I like about it is that sometimes when you're looking at one of these specimen style pages, you're like, did they set the site in the font? Am I looking at the font or am I not looking at the font?
That's
And in this case,
really-
it's so different that you're like obviously not looking at the font.
Well, and even just sizes, right? Like that's a little, I don't know, 14
feel-
pixely or so.
Yeah.
And then in it, like, you see the difference between like type you have to read and type you have to look at. There's a big difference there.
Yes, I really like that distinction. Okay, we got some moving stuff. We'll have to investigate that, see how they did it. We got some. Ooh, look at this. Ooh,
Oh yeah, you can.
Tron. Anyway, so we can play the. Wow.
It's a no bone state, Chris. It's
No.
you can't. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Why
about
is it moving? Oh, this is the axis.
yeah,
See my
it-
cursor?
it. Yeah, and it's messing with the axis, and then if you go up and down, it does the boldness.
Get out
So-
of Dodge. Ooh, look at that beefy.
Yeah, see, that's pretty charming, huh? Look at that
That's
T, the cut
truly
and the T. Yeah, and then you can play with those little toggles, geometric
this?
and rounded. Like, it has like two big variations on the
rounded?
shapes.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, a little more.
Dang it.
See
And
that
then
N? See that N in the R? The N and the R, unrounded, are very good. So-
I see. These are not either or. It's both you can have even. So you like the N and stuff with that unrounded better than.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, okay.
That is very future looking. I love it. Like a little magnet. But why so this is clearly a, what do they call it? A variable font.
Yep.
And if it's a variable font, why do I need the oblique version of a variable font?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, maybe it's just controlling some axis, or that's like the default set, right? Black oblique, and you can change it all by mousing
Oh, I
over it.
see. I see.
Yeah.
Just so as you scroll up and down the page, you can see some good defaults. Yeah, now that's just screaming sci-fi to me. Okay, that's cool. It is also making me think, though, that they just loaded the font on this page. I'm always curious about that. In these pages, I'm like, how did you not give me the font accidentally? Oh,
I
that's
think they just
interesting.
gave you the
Console.
font. Oh, well, okay.
You think
we
they
got some
did? So if we go font and load it, yeah, it looks like they did. So
Too.
do you want the font? Here it is. Yeah, sorry.
Well, but these ones you pay for it. These ones are good, so you pay for them. So
Oh, I would, of course. Especially because this, and I already checked this out, and I have Primer, so I already know what the answer is here, but check out how they do the pricing. This thing is sick. First of all, you you could almost pay commercial because who cares? Because it's I mean, as far as fonts go, that's a good price. But if
Yeah.
you're just using it for, DaveRupert.com, all of the styles, which again is a little confusing because it's like, isn't it variable or whatever? But maybe for desktop
Yeah, as
software.
for your design software, that's why you can't just steal the font. So for
Yeah,
your design
it's $100 or
software,
something like that.
yeah, 72 pounder.
But this is my
roonies.
favorite part. So non-commercial is just the way it
Euros?
is, but
What's
for
a euro?
commercial, by employees. This is my favorite way to pay for fonts ever because it's really probably like how much money you're making as a company. Like that should almost should be the drop down. Do you make more than $1 million in revenue a year?
Then
But still,
give me
employees
that.
is a decent. It's a better marker of that than page views because I'm I'm forever being charged page views for fonts. And I hate it.
Page views are such a bad metric, and I understand it's maybe like a hangover from the, how many magazines subscribers are you going to ship this to or something. But like, man, it's just that's not indicative. Like,
Yeah, it's like Wikipedia will never have a custom font.
well, and I can quintuple my traffic just by getting on Hacker News. You know what I mean? Like, my traffic is a question mark. So
we went from pink to purple to blue.
kind of a big gradient
This is
there. It's
interesting.
beautiful.
There are these little fade outs over here. And then so they're showing us what do they call this? Open type or whatever with alternates.
Yeah, the special characters and
That's
stuff.
fun. I know I'm
alternates.
too lazy to ever use an alternate, but it's cool that they exist.
Well, those fractions and the T-nums and stuff like that. T-nums are kind of the jam.
What's a
and,
T-num?
Like table numbers, like
Oh,
Or
like
just
so
like-
they look better. In
they align
monospacing.
all. Yeah, they align all correctly. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
T-num,
there.
there
See
you
there.
go.
So like, yeah. So like it's a monospaced number inside.
Oh, it's a hover. There we
So,
go.
so if you
Oh, yeah.
made a futuristic spreadsheet, this would be perfect. So,
Sick. Yeah, and you could probably like just turn that crap off if you don't need it.
yeah. And
Here's some.
see, I thought this was beautiful. It's just it's a glyph browser, but it shows you like X height and all this stuff, and
Yeah, very consistent. It looks
and then
like.
all the characters. And because the thing about fonts is there's always one weird messed up character that might be a deal breaker, and this is your opportunity to find it before you get to it.
It looks like a table layout here, but I bet it's not because it's not. You're not really cross-referencing anything. Oh, a proper unordered list might argue that it's ordered, since it's an alphabet. But hey, you can't win them all.
Isn't it all lists are ordered if you really think about it?
Yes, I
yeah.
freaking love that. Just break your brain today, all day, listeners. Think of every list you see, and think: is this actually an ordered list, though? Hey, shout out to Elastic for sponsoring Shop Talk Video. The URL you want to go to is elastic.co/Shop Talk. That'll get you there. Let's say it occurs to me actually that you're kind of video people because, hey, you're watching this video. So maybe video is a kind of format that you like to learn from. Elastic has all kinds of video training available on their own website, video of all kinds, really. Let's say you're really interested in observability, like observability sometimes is a byproduct of having really good logging and really good searchable logging and graphs and charts for your logs and all that. There's video here for that. Let's say you're really interested in Kibana specifically or something. Oh, here's a bunch of videos. Learn best practices for upgrading without downtime. Pro tips for Elasticsearch. New features in each release. There's so much here. There's a bunch of Kibana specific videos that I was watching earlier that I think are really cool. The core concepts of data analysis with Kibana. So some of the videos you can just put in your email and you get a link to it and watch it. And then some of these are actual courses that they offer virtually or on demand that you can sign up for. Pretty cool of them. Elastic, there's a lot to learn. They are a great system. Thanks for your support. I really like the calls to action here. They're consistent up here. You're never going to miss them. They do put massive ones at the bottom. If you made it this far, maybe you'll click these and look, even in the footer too. No joke about that. No, I hate it when there's what do I do? Where do I go next? I feel like if you're selling something, sell it,
Try and buy are always there. It's beautiful.
All right, so let's dig the gradients for a minute. That's pretty beautiful gradient. Let's see how they did that. Oh, I found it on my first try. My first inspect. Look at all those color stops. It looks
Okay.
like probably for smoothness they rocked the
Multiple color stops. Oh.
yeah, and clearly this is a 100. Yeah, it's just a nice looking gradient. It must be 100 VH high, VH high, right? Yeah, because so you scroll. Notice I got this going on too. This tells me the developer is on a Mac and didn't turn on the show scroll bars always thing, so they just never
we
see
blew
it.
the container. We did an oops. Blew
Let's
the
see.
container.
Can you rock it on root overflow? Hidden, but just overflow X, right? That's how you'd probably rock that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
Did it mess up anything? I always think you get better. Ooh, it feels like it scrolls weird now. Do you get free perf out of that? I always feel like the browser likes it when you do that, because then it's like
yeah, I think it just
all the less to render.
less to calculate. You're not calculating visible pixels.
All right, so there's that going on. Nice looking gradients. How do you think they did the grain?
You know, I cheated because I had read a CSS tricks on this. I
Really?
think, yeah, there's a post on CSS tricks about they. If you go into the thing, there's an image, there's a PNG, and
Oh, look at how few images. There's one, and it's the noise.
noise.256 WPNG.
And it's PNG, so it's not animated like 100% guaranteed.
And so I
right?
think the way it was described was it's like messing with the opacity a bit, but then it also shifts the position a bit, which is probably pretty like
Really?
memory intensive.
Yeah, but maybe less so than like little pixels in the DOM or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, it's just kind of shuffling the position around. It looks like it doesn't do opacity. Sorry.
I
So it
wonder
just
why
kind of
bother
shuffles the
with
pixel.
SVG of like what you're loading the font anyway. Just use it.
Yeah, well, and it's on a step animation too, which is double cool.
How'd you find it? Where is it?
If you go to that section, the
The
parent
big one?
Yeah.
With the gradient?
And then let's go down. Back.
Is it on the body or is it on a specific element?
Let me.
Let's see. I mean, I'm just interested because it doesn't look like it's on the body, because that would be lower than this section, and so would the HTML. But I think because we turned off the gradient, and you can still see. I know this is going to look weird, but you can, if you look in here, you can still see the
Oh yeah,
the noise
background
going. So that
image
means
is a linear gradient. Okay, yeah. Oh,
means
there's a
it's
div
over.
class grain over the whole thing. Oh, so
Find
under the
grain.
body. Yeah, yeah.
oh, there you go.
All right, so then you'll see the animation in there.
It's on. Ooh, there's a CSS animation with
Mm-hmm.
one step. One step. That's pretty weird.
Or it's I think it's taking one step at a time.
Isn't that a song?
Through the one step at a time, and you could use these new animation tools I don't know how to use, but yeah,
Pause.
it's
Oh, it paused it. 10%.
wow,
Play.
cool.
Pause.
Play,
Play.
pause.
Pause. I'm gonna
Play,
refresh.
pause.
Maybe it.
Has
why
to
can't
capture. It's
Yeah,
capturing.
maybe. Oh, here it is. Look at
Oh,
this.
we discovered it. Oh, that's the preloader. It's not doing the CSS, huh? Interesting.
Oh, it doesn't see that keyframe. Oh, or this was an aside anyway. But what does it do? Can you tell? I don't understand what the keyframe
Okay,
is.
so okay. So go up to the grain. Go to grain. Maybe you had to select the grain level there and then do the animation frame. But okay, so we need to find the keyframe of grain. The
Yeah, I
grain
mean, we could find
keyframes.
it by just looking in the CSS, right? Mm-hmm. Style. What is B64? I wonder if that's where the font
Base64?
actually is.
Oh, it might be actually. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't minify it. That's actually useful in this case. Oh, here's the grain. Oh, it's just shifting the background position of the grain.
So
That's
yeah, and because it's a step, it's happening like like 8-bit style.
But you'd think
keyframe.
why one step when there's clearly 5 steps?
Well,
Mess with it.
I think, I don't know. I think it's saying like
Burp.
move one step every 0.4 seconds, maybe.
Oh, it just is slower if you. It's like cooking now. I don't know if that comes across video very well.
Okay,
If I did
yeah,
one
not
step,
seen.
It's a lot slower, but you could also slow it down like this, right? Like 2 seconds or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like doot 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 doot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting. All right. Yeah, you don't want the steps because that's not going to look right, I don't think. In fact, let's just remove it. Again, I'm not sure how this is going to work on video, but if we said steps go bye-bye, I think it's going to have like a, yeah, there's like movement.
It's gonna like drift around. That's probably a accessibility liability,
Yeah,
giving
in
you
fact,
like
it's
motion
giving me a
sickness.
little motion sickness. So done.
Yeah.
Okay. Somehow grain. That's a weird trick of the brain, huh? Grain doesn't seem to bother
Yeah.
it as bad as movement does. Okay. What else do you see as we scroll up and down this thing?
Well, so I like I love the colors here, and then I think they probably colored each section. And these, I think, so when I browse it
They're
on,
just, I can tell their video just by right clicking. Yeah.
yeah, well, I see when I hover over it, it says picture in picture, and I was like, oh, that's a video.
I know you can't see this, but Indeed does support that.
And so I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's picture in picture would be cool. But I think that's a great way to show, like, this way you're showing it. Oh, it's the video.
It's the attribute
Autoplay
soup.
plays in line muted loop.
But no, what do you call that? Don't load it until later. Defer. Lazy loading. Does that work
Right.
on video or not?
Oh, I would think it would, but maybe no. I think it's just images and iframes right now.
Yeah,
That would
that's
be
weird
cool if
though.
it
Why
did.
would it bother? Why would
Yeah.
it not be on that? So if you go network then into media, they're just going to be there even when the page loads.
But look at
Oh,
that.
but
Like
they're like 16K.
16K for a looping video. That would probably be a 2 meg GIF to get like that
Oh, I bet it would.
number of frames in there. And so
Yeah, they look great.
it looks great. It's that way it's like presenting, and your timing for all those can kind of match up and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can get a little synchronicity.
this is a really good way to do kind of motion when you need to show motion.
Yeah,
So
it's like a one color video, I bet too, because I bet this grain behind it is just the same grain as on the rest of the page and stuff.
yeah, and I think those video
Actually, we can probably just look,
formats. Yeah, the video format's kind of like.
Oh no, there's pink.
Oh, there's
The
pink
grain
and
is
blue.
over top. I
Oh,
see. So that
yeah, yeah,
grain
yeah.
is probably like a. Does it have pointer events none on it and just sits over the whole page?
Must be, yeah. Must be just a ghost div.
Yeah, pointer events
Yep.
none. Thanks, CSS. Cool. So it is pink behind there, but not transparent. Can you even do transparent video? I'm not even
No,
sure you
no.
can. Yeah. All right. Well, that's that. Unless you clip it or something weird. All right. So that's cool. Anything else you see interesting up
No,
there?
this is just a really good type. Like font sites are great because you can really kind of experiment and explore, with how you're displaying things.
The
I
headers
just
change.
and this one just added enough like little dynamic kind of mouse over behavior and stuff like that. I would wonder if it's just doing. Can you go up to the I guess the specimens? Is that just setting mouse XY variables that are then calcing and changing the?
Yeah. Let's look.
I think that's probably how that works. Oh, okay. Well, it's like doing a whole bunch of JavaScripts. Okay.
Well, let's get on the right one. Looks like, oh yeah, it's calculating that slant.
The slant, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so it's
I
not
would
a
have done that
CSS
with
custom.
CSS custom properties, probably just to make it a little bit less intensive to rewrite all the CSS every time. But that's a pretty cool trick. Like,
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah. I wonder what the perf difference really is. It's like you're still writing some custom properties that then need to be interpolated. It probably is more performant.
It's probably 8 nits. Probably getting 8 nits out of the deal. A few
Yeah.
florps.
Little
Yeah.
JavaScript, but I suspect the JavaScript isn't terribly egregious here. I even saw in the view. Wow.
Uh-oh.
There's a little bit of
Hello.
JavaScript in here. Half
That's
a
some-
megabyte, or no, even more than that. 1.4 megabytes.
Well,
Oh well.
that's Vue.
Well, sure. I even saw something about cookies down here. It does not use cookies, and I was like, really? In this day and age?
Yeah,
Application.
Stripe does. Stripe loves.
Oh, because I
cookies.
clicked buy. That's why. But I bet if I kill these, does Don't steal my cookies, internet. Not that it would matter. I bet if I refresh on just this page, there's none. Yeah.
There you go. Because
No
you can
cookies
click
for
buy.
real. Except Stripe if you buy them. That's that triangle. This weirds me out. Like, is that what you see too? Is that a browser thing? Is that just their like motif or whatever? What's with the rectangle?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's almost like like old tapes and stuff used to have like these like random rectangles, like like it was. I'm trying to think of like RCA Magnavox cassette tapes used to have just little squares and stuff, kind of as like the sort of accent, or maybe that's the Mass Driver logo, just a little rectangle next to the.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. It's just a little. It's too. It's just there's.
too avant-garde for you.
Yeah, like it doesn't. Yeah, that looks like it is. That's just their thing. It's a rectangle. Anyway, cool. Well, thanks for looking at the site with me.
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't embarrass ourselves or anybody else here. It's just fun
I
to
love
look,
it. It's fun. I like fun websites, and I hey, maybe your website will get on the old video show. So
Yeah, sure.